when we restored universal law and the rights thereof, we said to the state that they didn't have the right of use of any of it being everything they'd hypothesized it to be. And the only thing they would be able to claim using claims, gone as COVID, gone as unsubstantiated claims, is act of God. And the reason why we said that you can use it only for claims made using the condition of act of God is if you can prove now God exists. In order for God to take any such action, such as what we've been told they are using still invertedly as an excuse now not to pay out on all of the insurance that people have paid into, saying that we're not paying out because it was an act of God. Anybody who has got any household insurance or any kind of insurance where any Lloyd's underwriting claims assessor uses act of God in order to prevent you from getting your payout or your charges that you've incurred through such action, they need to, you just need to contact us and we will kick their asses for them. Or you can do it yourself. You can simply ask them that as they're using God in their claims for not paying you out, they now have to prove God exists and that it was an act of his, hers, theirs, or it. And that's why we put the condition on there. And that's the part that we're at now. So in one side of the double-edged blade, you've got, no, it's an act of God. And so we can pay ourselves out. But when it comes to the people who've actually been funding us to interpret these definitions for us, we're going to turn around and say, sorry, it's an act of God and you're not covered. So that's why we did what we did. That's why we stipulated those words that they got on the writ, that the only way that they would be able to use any of it is if they use the surety, because that's what they've been doing. They've been getting us to insure ourselves from acts of God. But now they need to prove that God exists. And that is what you need to ask them in just the same way that we asked them, prove that COVID exists for you to use it in claims, and they couldn't, nor can they prove that God exists. But I have got some pretty good pictures that something other than what it is that we believe is in existence. And I'm happy to send anybody a copy of these amazing pictures. I might even share my screen on here and see what we make of this. We go to, yeah, we go to photos, and you tell me what you see. Do you see what I see? So we're talking about pinhole cameras and how you can turn a very simple box into a camera by putting an intersection inside with the photographic paper, and then you peel off the sticky tape off your little hole of your pinhole, and then put it back on again, and then develop that in a dark room, and you will have uh, an image, a replica, a copy of whatever it is that you had pointed your pinhole at. And so these are the clouds acted as the intersection. You can press pause on here. You tell me what that is there. You just got to zoom into the clouds. and see what it is that was being projected from the sun, and it was being caught in the clouds. That's what I can see. And I've been able to see these things since morphed. That's got another tint on it here. You can see here. It's these little lines in the middle. H doesn't do straight lines, remember? Or does it? Got rather interesting multiple faces and images on that one. And this are quite spectacular. Who's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster flying in your face? So I'll leave those with you. I was zooming in on that a little bit earlier on. Try and explain that away 1 to 8. So maybe it is the face of the gods looking down on us as we've invoked them, letting us know that the help that we asked for was sent for us to be able to do this. So are we going to use that as evidence that there you go, these are the gods stuck in the clouds, and the fire that we set fire to, or the train that we derailed, or the vessel that we pretended to sink, which is stateless, nameless, is indemnified because it was all an act of God. Well, if that's what they're going to do, then we need them to prove their claim, don't we? So that's what they'll have to do now. And like I say, anybody who wants to have any assistance with rebutting these people who are claiming that it's an act of God, you just let me know.